can test a full-size spacecraft for all the extreme conditions of launch and spaceflight.
Right now, we have the Orion spacecraft. This is a spacecraft that actually went around the moon, but we're using it as a test article now to make sure that in the launch environment, that spacecraft is safe.
When it comes to aviation, every U.S. plane has NASA Glenn technology on board, which makes your flight cleaner, safer, and quieter.
And looking at solutions like electric and hybrid electric propulsion systems that will reduce or give us different ways of converting energy that are cleaner.
Our center partners with a lot of community organizations to share NASA's discoveries or just get kids excited about science, engineering, technology, and math.
I really enjoyed the VR experience. It was really cool to be able to sit like I was an actual pilot flying. I feel like I could potentially look into considering aerospace.
We've also made it our mission to prepare Cleveland for the April 8th total solar eclipse.
We demonstrated different types of hands-on activities for educators to share with their students, as well as the
Can you hear me?
behind a total solar eclipse.
My favorite thing about Glenn
Can you hear me?
is our people. Not only are they crazy smart, but they are genuinely good people. And we are literally part of almost everything NASA does. And so what's really great about being here is you're in the heart of it all.
And joining us live is now NASA Administrator Bill Nelson. So great to have you here for this celestial event. Thumbs up. Thumbs up from the administrator. Now, Administrator, why are solar eclipses so unique, such a unique opportunity to study our sun?
Because you have the alignment of three celestial bodies, and unique things happen when that occurs.
Unique things happen, y'all.
And it has a profound effect.
All praise is due to the Creator.
Think about it. The middle of the day, all of a sudden, it gets
special
totally
event.
dark. And us Earthlings are not accustomed to that, and nor
What kind of powers,
are the other
what kind of
little
energy
right.
can we
all
manifest?
the animals. But it's also an opportunity for us to study much more one of those celestial bodies, and that's our star, our sun,
Want to get on?
and our star in our solar system. And we can find out
Come around
more
here.
about that gaseous
You ready?
explosion that's coming out
Yeah,
from the
today's
Yeah,
core
we ready.
of the sun.
Yes.
When we
today's
can
a
see it better, and we
special
can
event.
see it better because we're not looking at the bright ball. You're suddenly looking at that corona, that mass of gases that are coming out from the edge of the sun.
Let's
Right.
get it.
And you don't have to be a scientist, right, to help to study this event, right? How do we
When
get
y'all
help
come
from
on,
people across the
type
country
where
to
you
help us
living
study
at. Where
these
you at?
events?
Well,
Tell me
by
what city you
asking
coming
us,
from. City and state you
make
coming from.
a note of anything that you observe and then share that with us.
All right, an administrator, you know, we have to take precautions when viewing a solar eclipse. Remind everyone what we should be doing today.
Okay, you've got some glasses.
That's right.
That's right.
The glasses
Got a glass.
We're
are
all ready.
absolutely
What y'all think gonna happen today?
essential.
Y'all drop it in the
You
comments.
want
Drop
to
it in
put
the
these
chat.
on
What y'all think gonna
as
happen?
It is starting
Drop it.
to
What are
have
y'all
that
planning
moon
to
move
do and
in front of
use
the
this
sun,
solar eclipse for?
and we don't want you to damage your eyes.
Right.
And it's incredible. You put these glasses on in the normal sun of the day, you can't see a thing.
Can't see a thing.
But when you
Yes.
look at the sun, you will be protected.
Administrator,
Yeah.
thank you so much. We really appreciate your time
Yeah,
here.
you can't see
And
nothing
now
out
we're
there,
going to head it back over to
right?
James at the Eclipse
But
board.
when you look at that sun, it's clear as day.
Whew, yeah, the countdown is on. Just a few moments left until the eclipse makes landfall in Mazatlan, Mexico. Right here, you can see where that eclipse totality shadow is right here. It's going to continue moving very rapidly onwards to Torreon, where we also have a live feed covering all of this event. Super excited for that big moment. And let me actually just go to our moon board here, and we can play through this at 60 times
Right back.
speed. I'll zoom in a little bit here. And Scarlett Johansson had a question a bit earlier about the kind of rippling effect that we see of the eclipse shadow. When you first see this right here, at first glance, you might think it's low resolution or we're lacking some kind of information here. The inverse is actually true. This is actually incredibly high resolution, this shadow projection that we have, because of data that we've been gathering at our moon for more than 10 years, thanks to an orbiter called the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter. It's been mapping our nearest neighbor in incredible resolution, just really getting every single bit of valley or crater or mountain. All of those little imperfections on the moon are contributing to that shadow that we see rippling across the country. You're not going to be able to see that from the ground, but looking from space, you see that really cool effect of kind of the rippling there here. So let's just preview some things to come here. Mazatlan, they have that last little crescent sliver of sun.
Come outside.
Now, if you're in that area, make sure
No.
you keep your glasses on until that sun is completely blocked out by the moon. That's going to be in just a few moments. You're going to have a long duration.
Yeah,
there,
we
4
in
minutes and 17 seconds. That sounds like a lot.
we in the
of fun,
Miami
but
Valley
it's gonna
era,
move
and
like
we
that.
starting to see a lot
Make
of it
sure
in
you
our
stay
area
on the
right now.
pulse. Again, for all of our locations up on this path of totality here too, make sure you set a timer on your watch or a phone or something to remind yourself to look outside and experience this. You don't want to miss this. If you do miss it, you got a long time to wait for the next big one across America. That's going to be in 2045. So make sure you're watching and watching safely here. You just saw some footage from Kerrville and Cleveland as well. It's a little bit cloudy in some places, really hoping that that clears out in time for us to have that beautiful view. But in just a few moments right here, this eclipse is going to be coming up in Mazatlan, Mexico. So for now, this is going to be really exciting. The countdown is on. So for Mazatlan, this is the last little bit here. Again, I'm always keeping an eye on that weather. And also one little note about our tool here too. If you wanted to see, this little icon kind of previews what the expected eclipse is going to look like at that given time. All these little googly eye features are clickable, hyperlinkable. You can kind of click on that. It'll snap you right to that exact time to get an idea for what it's going to look like in your neck of the woods. But for now, the big moment's coming up. Back to you, Megan. Let's check it out.
All right, thank you, James. And as you can see, wow, we just have a tiny little faint sliver left of the sun in Mazatlan, Mexico. We are expecting totality in 1 minute and 35 seconds. You know, joining us now to walk us through this, Kelly Korrick, an astrophysicist with NASA's Heliophysics Division. Kelly, tell us about the science NASA is about to conduct right now in Mazatlan.
So science that they're going to conduct is about the WB-57. So we're going to fly some planes over and make sure that we can actually see that solar corona, that that hot atmosphere that's around the sun that we're about to get once we reach totality.
Yeah, and it looks like it's almost there. Yes, it's almost there. You know, we have a view right now of inside the cockpit of one of the WB-57s, or at least we're efforting one, because as you said, this is going to be a huge part of what we do in Mazatlan.
Definitely, yeah. It's the
there it is.
Oh,
Kelly,
there it is. Oh, look at that
So
view.
we're looking out.
That's
So
great.
we
We're
just looking at it.
out, and it looks like we might be able to. We're seeing a lot
I
of
just went
clouds,
outside
hopefully a
and
shadow as well as we're coming in.
I can
to
see the shadow, like
totality
at least
there.
10%.
And so yeah, so these WB-57s
10%.
are carrying 3 different instruments or 3 different experiments.
Yeah, the
2
moon.
to look at the sun and
It's
1
not-
to look at our atmosphere, because our atmosphere actually responds to the eclipse, and we're trying to figure out how that ionosphere, that layer
Let
of
me
the atmosphere,
see.
actually responds to it.
And you said it does look like there's already a shadow over land. You know, we also have a shot, and we'd like to pull that up now, a shot of the coast and the fact that it's already going on over. And you know what's really cool about all of this is we do have eyes all over this thing because we are collecting so much data.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we have the stuff here. We also have rockets on the other side of the country being launched. So again, study that. Oh, look at that. There's the diamond ring.
That's right. We're not there, but I feel the energy just watching it.
Yeah, so this is because of the craters and the peaks and valleys of the moon, we're seeing the last bits that are just getting through, and now we're getting to totality. This is great. So you're starting to see those pink fingers out there kind of sticking out.
Wow. So again, totality here in Mazatlan, Mexico, the first community in North America to experience the moon completely eclipsing the sun. And if you are in Mazatlan right now, it is now safe to remove your eclipse glasses for the next 4 minutes. And you mentioned some of those pink filaments that we're seeing, right? Can you talk us a little bit through that, Kelly?
Yeah. So those pink filaments, because they're helium rich, that's why they're appearing pink, and they're hanging out there. Those could be the start of space weather. So there are lots of tons of material, billions of tons of material that could possibly be one of those.
Are they solar flares, y'all?
Weather. The reasons why we really study the sun and try to understand how to live with the sun.
Well, can you explain why space weather is important to us here on Earth?
Definitely. So it's not just satellites that are interested in space weather. It's also our power grids, because of those energetic particles coming from those big explosions that can happen in the sun. That could damage our power grids. It could also do things like interfere with GPS signals. And I know we all use our phones to navigate everywhere. So if we didn't have that, that would be a big problem. So we're looking to understand it better so we can all mitigate all those things.
Some of the movement we're seeing here is just just our telescope operator adjusting, because again, they needed to make some changes for before totality. Now they're viewing it a different way. And then after totality, we might see some shakes there as well. But I really just cannot believe how crisp it is. As we said, it's not a marble, but I mean, just the view of it is so crisp with these little, again, those filaments are just amazing that we can see that to such accuracy, you know?
Crazy, yeah.
Definitely. And also the white fuzz. I mean,
Kinda
that's, you're
fun.
seeing something that's 1,000,000 degrees just
Wow.
hanging out all around the sun. And, you know, 3 billion Earths can fit inside of there. So there's a lot of atmosphere there, all around there, just hanging out, being very warm. And so, you know, one of our mysteries is, and one of the B-57s are addressing.
There you go. WB-57, our pilot.
Yeah.
He's flying. So basically, Kelly, he is going to fly and try to chase down the shadow for as long as possible, keep up with it as long as possible.
Exactly. The shadow is much faster than the plane. However, they can chase it for a while and get an extra 2 minutes. So on the ground, we can only get 4.5 minutes.
Crazy.
And they're going to get 6.5 for that plane.
I love that they're waving to us. Oh, there you go. And now we're flipped. Now we're seeing the front. So again, they are in night. I mean, it looks very dark with only some light on in the horizon. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And that's what we'll expect wherever we see totality is the night sky is very dark. You might even see some planets or stars. And then you'll see like twilight all around in a 360 degrees.
What an amazing vantage point as well. My gosh. I'm very jealous. Kelly, are you jealous? I kind of feel like you're jealous.
I'm kind of a little jealous. Yeah, I kind of want to, you know, see if I can make a faster plane so we can, you know, follow it all the whole way.
Plus, they're up above the clouds, so they don't have to worry
about the clouds. Exactly.
Well, I do want to say a big thank you to the WB-57 pilots and the whole team supporting them for that great view. That was awesome. Kelly, you know, you have a wealth of knowledge when it comes to the sun. And for those watching, if you're interested in learning more with her, check out her and other experts featured in the Sun series of NASA's Curious Universe podcast. And that QR code will pop up on the screen, and that'll take you straight to the episodes. Again, look at that double box we got there. We're showing you amazing views during this broadcast. A big thank you, actually, to the Solar System Exploration Research Virtual Institute, or SERVI, for providing the telescope views from Mazatlan.
Yeah, the survey team down there, the survey team is based out of Ames, but it is a collection of teams across the country and across the world that are sort of studying the intersection of science and exploration, helping us get ready for our next trip with humans to the moon.
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, totality is actually about to end in Mazatlan. Let's keep watching our screen right now for, again, what are we watching for, Kelly?
We're watching for the diamond ring effect. So that's when the first bright light, we're starting to see it on the side there. So you're going to put your glasses on right now to protect those beautiful eyes, because now we're going back to the partial phase.
Whoa, that's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kelly, that's a filter, by the way, everyone. That's why we're seeing that. But when you said put on your glasses, I'm so trained now to do it that I almost did it here in Cleveland. No, we're fine in Cleveland. We're still in Mazatlan. Again, what we're seeing is because we needed to adjust the filter now that, again, it's basically like putting on our glasses. The way that you said people on the ground need to put on our glasses, our telescope operators need to protect their own eyes as well as their equipment.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much, Kelly. I really appreciate your time here with us. It was so fun to learn about the science and actually see the first eclipse come for North America here. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. As you can see, there's a lot to learn about our sun and eclipses. So to explain it all in a really fun way for kids, NASA developed a clever game called Snap It. We have another QR code coming on your screen right now. Just scan that code, or if you're watching us on your phone, all you have to do is screen grab it, press on it later, and you can check out that game. Also the website, if that's easier for you, go.nasa.gov/snapit. Okay, so NASA can predict the total solar eclipse's path to a high degree of accuracy because of a spacecraft that launched nearly 15 years ago. This same spacecraft is now helping our Artemis II astronauts who'll be orbiting the moon next year. NASA's next step in establishing a long-term presence on the moon is sending 4 astronauts to fly around it with the Artemis II mission. Part of the crew's training has been to study images from NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter, or LRO. The spacecraft launched in 2009 and continues to use 7 instruments, including a high-resolution camera, to help us learn more about the moon's surface. Because of LRO, we now know more about the moon's topography than any other planetary body in the solar system, including Earth. The Artemis 2 crew used LRO data and photographs to learn how to identify lunar landmarks they'll see from orbit and to seek out sites of scientific interest, like possible landing spots for future explorers. While helpful for planning Artemis missions, people back here on Earth also use LRO to predict the shape of the moon's shadow, or umbra, during total solar eclipses. The moon's shadow will change throughout the eclipse, depending on the lunar terrain and the elevations of observers on Earth. People may even see what looks like an arc of solar diamonds around the moon as sunlight peeks through lunar features like craters. That's a look at your Artemis Moon Minute. All right, joining us on the host desk now is a familiar face here. Oh, actually, we have, sorry, Snoopy. Oh, I just revealed that it's Snoopy. Well, I just want to wave real quick to the crowd here at the Great Lakes Science Center, just outside of our host desk, waving at us, waving at the I'm waving back at them like they can see me. But I did just spoil the surprise. We do have Snoopy here, our chief safety officer here at NASA, and he's here to tell us how to safely watch the eclipse. So, Snoopy, if we were to watch the eclipse today before totality, what should we do? That's right. You should have your glasses on. That's right.
Well, and what about during totality, Snoopy? Can we take them off then? Yeah, let me help you out here.
Oh, Snoopy, there I can see your shining bright eyes. I love Snoopy. He's so funny. Now, Snoopy, I have to ask you a question, okay? So today we've been polling everybody, asking for the total solar eclipse today, who is the big star of the show, right? Is it the Earth? Is it the Earth? Is it the moon? Is it the sun? Okay, but you have to pick one.
You have to pick one.
You have to pick one. You don't want to pick one?
All of them.
All of them are great. That's right. Subi, thank you so much. I know you're super excited to see the total solar eclipse today. We're glad to have you here. Bye. All right, now let's head back over to Tahira in Kerrville, Texas.
All right, thanks, Megan. I mean, what an incredible view from Mazatlan, Mexico.
That was amazing.
And folks, as you can see in your screen right now, we are less than 1 minute away from the eclipse crossing over Torreon, Mexico. Gina, how fast is this moon shadow moving right now?
I mean, it's flying. It's going about 1,900 miles per hour as we're chasing it across the U.S.
That is incredible. And so, you know, in Mazatlan, we were able to see the diamond ring effect.
That's right. It was beautiful.
Beads. So hopefully we'll be able to see that in Torreon right now.
Yeah, we're watching that live feed.
Yes, just to see this sliver crossing over the moon.
That's right. We're getting so close there.
We are getting
we'll see
so
that diamond ring too.
Wow. Look at this. And so we're about 10 seconds away.
Here we go.
Let's take it in. Wow. What a spectacular.
Going into totality.
Wow. There you have it. We are in.
Yep, that diamond ring came through, and we see a little bit of those Bailey beads too as we're looking at it, those kind of the lights trickling through around the surface of the moon, coming through the peaks and valleys.
So what are we viewing on the left-hand side? This almost pink color effect.
Right. And so as we just heard from the last totality, you know, these pink fingers are popping out a little bit. And those are those solar prominences. They're appearing pink because of the helium rich. But we can see it. Let's focus on the corona here, that glow that we're getting. And we can see basically these streams that are coming out, a lot of that energy and brightness that we do not have the ability to see on a day-to-day basis. So with this total eclipse, we're able to see that corona nice and bright coming through in Torreon.
That is just a magical view. Oh my goodness.
It is.
Gina, okay, and so we've got so many questions coming in online right now from viewers watching this. Our first one is going to be from Justin, who wants to know, you know, right now we are seeing a pretty clear and spectacular view of a total solar eclipse.
Yes.
But Justin wants to know, what will it look like if it's clouded over?
Right. So the view that we're getting right now, you won't be able to see that if it's clouded over, but you will have effects going on, right? You'll get a change in the temperature. So the temperature will drop. It'll still get darker as
It's already getting dark here in Kerrville.
I mean, we have some cloud coverage, right? And we're feeling a little extra wind. It's noticeably darker despite the clouds that we have. So you'll get some of those environmental effects, even if it's cloudy where you are.
And so a great follow-up, you know, we've got Halloween Ghoul on YouTube who wants to know, again, Will the temperature change during totality, which I know you mentioned that it will get a little bit cooler.
Yes.
But do you know about how many degrees we can expect?
Yeah, it depends on the location, the humidity, multiple factors, but it can change by about 10 degrees or so, depending where you are, maybe even a little bit more than that. And, we're feeling a little chilly kind of where we're sitting compared to what it was earlier. And I mean, I'm just staring at this view of totality that we have in Torreon.
So we're about halfway through totality right now in Torreon, Mexico. And again, I know folks said that this is almost double totality than 2017, right?
That's right. That's right. And so in 2017, we had a little more than 2 minutes. So we're lucky enough this time that we have over 4 minutes in some places too.
This is so beautiful. And so our next question from Sibel on Instagram wants to know, why is the sun more active right now?
Oh, so the sun is more active because we have an 11-year solar cycle. The sun goes from solar maximum to solar minimum, where it's changing its level of activity. Oh, and as you're seeing the screen, yeah, so I see in that the bottom right there, we can see that prominence extending out. And as we heard earlier in Mazatlan, that is potentially the beginning of space weather activity. So we're talking about solar maximum. If there's a time to see any of that space weather activity during the total solar eclipse, this is the time to do it. So let's watch that as we go through totality in our other locations too, and maybe we'll be lucky to see some of these features change for us.
That is so beautiful.
It is.
And so Gina, too, how we're in a higher cycle. Solar cycle right now. How many years, is that fluctuation?
Right. The solar cycle goes on for 11 years when it peaks in activity, and that's where we are, where the latest predictions are that we will reach that maximum sometime this year, and then it'll decrease in activity going back down to solar minimum.
And so, Gina, I've got time for one more quick question from Christopher on X, who wants to know which other planets have the best eclipses.
Oh, okay. Well, that's right. So eclipses don't only happen on Earth. Let's talk about Mars, for the fact that Mars does have eclipses when the moon crosses in front of Mars. Mars has 2 moons, and the rovers on the surface have captured images of those.
But no other planet has a view quite like this, right?
Nope, that is special for us. Just the distance and the size of the moon makes it such that it will completely block the sun as it's doing today.
Wow.
And you can see there's that diamond ring effect as we are coming out of totality in Torreon.
What an incredible
it's a bright one
view.
too. Look at that.
That is a bright one. So is this what, a Bailey's bead, or?
So that's going to be that diamond ring, just how bright it is. Bailey beads are a little bit smaller as they kind of bubble over the surface, but folks who are in that location should have those safety viewing glasses back on so that they can now view the partial eclipse that they are experiencing.
Well, that is fantastic. And the next time we see this eclipse, it's going to be right here in Kerrville, Texas. So folks, the countdown is on. We've got about 10 minutes until we see this with our own eyes.
You can hear people
Yes, big moment right here in Kerrville. For now, let's check back in with Lauren at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Thanks to Hira. We are getting close to eclipse ourselves, but for now, we have a very special guest, NASA's very own Pam Melroy, Deputy Administrator and former astronaut. Pam, it's good to see you.
Oh, it's great to be here. I'm so excited.
It's very exciting. So what's it like being in Indianapolis for an exciting event like this?
Well, it's a beautiful day here. And I love the fact that we're here with thousands of people in the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but we're joining with millions of people around America looking up together to the sky.
Absolutely. And tell me, is this your first eclipse?
It's not my first eclipse, but it will be my first totality.
Oh.
I've seen several partial eclipses, but there's something mystical and mysterious and in some ways unifying about a total eclipse. And we're all going to feel it together.
Absolutely. We could not have lucked out more on this weather today. So as a former astronaut, we know that sun science and space weather are very important to keeping our astronauts safe. What is space weather and why do we care about it? What is NASA doing to study it?
Yeah, that's right. It's actually very important. It is of concern for astronauts who are in space because they experience the radiation of the sun that comes from solar flares and solar weather. But the reality is it's also affecting life here on Earth. It impacts the upper reaches of our atmosphere called the ionosphere, which is an electrified part of our atmosphere that is a conduit for communications. It's critically important. It can even affect power grids. And of course, if you ever have seen the Northern Lights, you've seen the effect of solar weather. So, but really the focus for today is where that solar weather starts, and that's in the corona, the sun's atmosphere. It's very unusual, and we don't exactly know what's happening because the sun's atmosphere is millions of degrees hotter than the surface of the sun. So we are hoping to learn today more about how that happens and why that happens so that we can better predict those solar flares and those things that impact us here on Earth.
Yeah, that's all extremely important and something that we're learning a lot today too. Pam, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
As we've learned, solar eclipses are very important to learn for many, many reasons. We have radio telescope operators who are studying the eclipse today for this very reason. Let's take a look at that work.
When the moon blocks the sun during a solar eclipse, there is a noticeable impact on Earth's upper atmosphere, known as the ionosphere. These changes can affect radio communications, including amateur radio, also known as ham radio.
Ham radio is a way you can talk to people all around the world. You set up a radio and antenna. You talk into the radio sends a signal up to the antenna sends a signal up to the sky. It bounces off of the electrified layer of the sky back down to Earth, where you can talk to the person on the other side.
During the 2024 total solar eclipse, the HAM-SCI Citizen Science Project is inviting ham radio operators to transmit radio signals. The goal is to have people make as many radio contacts as they can with operators in different locations during the celestial event. By recording how strong their radio signals are and how far they go, ham radio operators and scientists can learn about how the ionosphere changes during solar eclipses.
Sometimes you can talk around the world and sometimes you can't. And that's all based on what the ionosphere is doing, what the sun is doing. When it works and you are able to talk to these faraway places, I find that really magical.
To learn how you can participate, follow Do NASA Science on X and Facebook.
And we are minutes away from the total solar eclipse over Kerrville, Texas. The temperature is dropping. As you can see, I have to throw on a jacket. The sky is dimming. We're on the edge of our seats, and we are joined now with astronaut and commander of the Artemis II mission to the moon, Reed Wiseman. Reed, it's an honor to have you here.
Thank you. The crowd noise, like the fact that the sun is behind the clouds most of the time and peeking out, it's so wonderful.
I know.
True. Thanks for being here, Reed.
As you can hear, like, we are ready.
We are right there.
Exciting. So tell us, Reed, obviously everybody is excited, but have you seen a total solar eclipse before?
Never a total, so I will share this darkness with you.
Same.
This whole crowd the first time.
Oh wow, this is incredible.
That's
so,
great.
what considerations do you and your fellow Artemis astronauts need to think about when related to the sun when traveling back to the moon?
Well, it's great to see Pam Melroy on your last clip, a dear friend of mine, so it was nice to see Pam's face over there. But when we're heading out to the sun, it's really radiation is our big thing that as we're heading out to the moon.
Yeah.
It's really the
Not the
solar
sun.
radiation that we're most thinking about there as the danger from the sun. And the Apollo astronauts dealt with it, and we've dealt with it for a long time on the International Space Station. And we have a lot of data from the moon, from our NASA probes that have gone out there and collected. So we think we know what we'll encounter.
Great. Okay. And tell me, Reed, how does it feel to be the commander of NASA's first crewed mission going back to the moon since Apollo?
I'm flying with Victor Glover, Christina Cook, and Jeremy Hansen. The
Dream team, yes.
I know. So every day that I go into work, I won't say every day is easy, but every day is fun. And I'm flying with people that have principles, they have integrity, and they have just so much knowledge and professionalism. It's a dream come true. And getting to work with the whole team, the international team, it's the best.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for being here with us, Reed. Really quickly, do you have any advice for anybody that might want to follow in your footsteps one day?
We always say that you have to find that job that you love, go all in on it, live your best life, be as good a professional as you can, and someday apply for the program. And we look forward to seeing your application come across our desk.
Thank you, Reed, and good luck on your upcoming mission.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Now, if anybody feels like reaching for the stars, NASA is actually currently accepting applications to be an astronaut. You could one day travel to the moon and eventually to Mars. From teachers to scientists to even those in our armed forces, we are looking for a diverse group to take humanity farther into the cosmos. You can apply now through April 16th by visiting go.nasa.gov/astro2024. Now, timing is everything when it comes to pulling off successful science during an event like today. Let's hear from a very special guest who also knows a thing or two about perfect alignments.
Hi, I'm Paul DeYoung, shortstop for the Chicago White Sox. What does it take to do my job? You gotta know your physics. I specialize in predicting the path of fast-moving objects at a split-second pace. At my position, it's key to know exactly where and when two paths will cross. Just like NASA needs to know when the Earth, Moon, and Sun will align to predict the solar eclipse. Working it all out on the whiteboard is one thing.
They're ready for a solar eclipse delay at Volcano Stadium.
But seeing it in action is a whole other ballgame. And on April 8th, you can see just what I mean as a total solar eclipse crosses the United States. NASA has mapped the detailed shape of the moon's surface, so we know exactly where the moon's shadow will fall. And you know where to be to see the eclipse in person, even if it's from the stands. Don't miss your chance to experience the beauty of science in action and maybe catch a ball game.
You actually can't see it. We are 2 minutes, about 2 minutes, under 2 minutes actually, away from totality here in Kerrville, Texas, which will mark the start of our eclipse coverage across America. Now, folks, we have a little bit of cloud coverage right now in Kerrville, so we are showing the Dallas feed. But again, we're holding out hope. Gina and I are thrilled to be here with Dr. Nicola Fox, who is the Associate Administrator of NASA's Science Mission Directorate. Nikki, thank you for being here.
Oh, I wouldn't be anywhere else. Thanks for being here, Nikki. So tell us how the science conducted today will really impact the future of exploration at NASA Science.
Oh, wow, there's so much that we're going to be doing today. We're going to be studying the sun. We're going to be studying the Earth's atmosphere and how that changes. You can see it getting dark here. And, you know, we've got these little magnetometers. They're going to be all across. We have 30 of them all the way across. I'm going to hold it up.
Very nice. Love magnetometers.
Magnetometers, and we're gonna be having these all the way across the path of totality. And it sounds like we should go. We should get up. Oh my goodness! Let's go. Oh my goodness! Less than a minute. Oh my goodness!
Wow.
Okay. All right. Glasses on, Nikki.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or
glasses
no?
on, but we're about to get. Well, yeah.
There's some cloud
there's
coverage.
some cloud coverage.
It's trying to peek
It
out.
is trying. It is trying. It is trying. It is
Windy
getting
for
dark
sure.
here. The wind's picked up. You could actually see the birds started flying in a very weird pattern a minute
true.
ago.
Good point.
Come on, clouds.
Everyone's
wow.
screaming.
Yes. You know, I might have to switch to Team Sun. Come on. Oh my goodness. We're there. We're nearly there. Okay.
Here we go.
Wow, the crowd is counting down. Yes.
Oh my gosh, it's
Yes! Oh my goodness. That is amazing. I told you. No, go away, clouds. Go away, clouds.
They're
Look
gonna
at
move.
that. Oh my goodness. I have been saying all day. Look how dark. Look how dark it is around here. Yeah.
It is just this white ring.
White ring.
Yeah. It's so dark.
It is so dark. It is
You
so
can see
dark.
the planes in the sky
You
much
can.
better.
Wow.
You can.
Everybody's
We have
just
planes and helicopters and drones.
The whole
all over the
crowd
place
is
today.
just
Here we
looking
go.
up.
They're going to
Look
clear for
at
that. Yes. Yes. Woo! Woo!
Oh my
Look at that. Just
It's
look
amazing.
at that. That is
And we have
incredible.
about, what, 4 minutes?
Oh, yeah.
to
4
just
minutes
fast.
and 25 seconds.
To be
Yes.
I mean, this really,
Yes.
again, reminds you that we are on this one planet, you know,
Yes.
in this larger system.
And you have to be on this planet to see what we're seeing.
You do.
right now.
That's why we are Team Sun, Earth, and
Sun.
Moon. Because you need the moon for an eclipse. You need the sun for an eclipse. And we're standing on the Earth to see it.
Oh, man.
So, all of NASA science represented by a total solar eclipse. And something that, over 30 million of us today, at least in the path of totality. At least, yes.
I mean,
this.
I don't know
31
about
people
you,
living in the path of totality. So
Doesn't
imagine
count
how
the
many people
travels.
actually traveled here. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
This
Wow.
is getting me extra excited about all the science that
All the science that we're doing.
right?
Yes. Yes.
All right, those clouds are playing tricks
Those
on us
clouds
now.
are being pretty mean. Yes.
It was nice to get a taste, though. Wow.
True.
It is
Yes.
so dark.
It is.
We've got everybody
It is
looking
so
up. I'm
dark.
so happy that,
Yes.
for folks that travel,
Yes.
able to see this take place.
That's right.
And
And
it's
so-
been such a great atmosphere here all day. Every time the sun comes out, everybody
Everyone's
cheers.
cheering,
Yeah.
counting down. It has been incredible. And so, wow.
That's true.
Oh, Nikki, what's your favorite part about an eclipse? Is this your first?
No, this is my second one. 2017. I was in Nebraska and I saw it there. But I think there's just you can study the sun, you can study the corona, but suddenly you see it with your own eyes, and it's that feeling of just wow, that is our star. Like that isn't just the sun anymore. That's a star, and you see it looking like a star. And as we study. As we look for exoplanets in other galaxies that might be able to support life, we need to understand our relationship here on this planet with that star. And
That's right.
so it's so important. And I think when you see it, you're just like, wow, it actually is a star.
Yeah.
It's not just a bright point of light in the sky. You can see the structure. You can see just how exciting the sun is and actually how dynamic it is.
Yeah. And it's not often in heliophysics that we can actually see the science that we're doing with our own eyes.
That is right.
So it's
That
a
is
rare
right.
experience.
Or even sharing it,
Yeah.
millions of
Have
us
so
today.
many people partake.
Yep.
That's right. It's pretty windy too here.
It
is windy.
And so I know earlier in the show we've mentioned that total solar eclipses really might only pass through a certain location, say every 375 years.
Yeah.
Can you explain how come we don't see eclipses like this every day?
month?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Every month.
Because the moon's orbit is actually tilted. And so most of the time when it passes in front, it doesn't block out the light for us. At this particular time, it is right on the plane between the Earth and the sun. It is actually at its closest point to the Earth. And so in the plane of the sky, the moon is exactly the same size as the sun. And that is very unique.
That is so special too.
Yes.
I mean, what are the odds?
It's the 400s, right? It's
Yes.
The distance between the Earth and the Moon is 400 times closer than the Earth and the Sun, and the size is 400 times smaller as well. So it just blocks it perfectly.
Yep. It does. And right now the clouds are blocking it perfectly.
Hey, but we got a taste of it, which
We
was very
did.
nice.
Yeah,
And we are
we
chasing
did.
this eclipse across North America
We
today.
are.
So excited.
Yeah, we
to see
are.
from these
I
other
think it wants to
locations,
come
too.
out again. I don't know. These
do.
clouds are thinning.
Yeah, the clouds.
You can hear the crowds cheering.
getting excited.
We're hopeful.
Yeah.
Channeling all that good energy.
This crowd has been great all day.
Oh, yes.
All day.
It's crazy to believe too that it was so dark and it's only like midday.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow, and we're starting to get some of
Starting to get the light back.
Yeah, starting to get the light back.
Yep. So unfortunately, we did not see the diamond ring at the end of the eclipse because of the clouds, which is always a crowd pleaser. But we did see it actually
saw it in the
right
beginning.
before totality. There was suddenly this beautiful bright one light, and then it all went dark. So we did actually see quite a few great features on the sun, and somebody actually was saying they could see a sunspot, obviously through their glasses, but they could see a sunspot. So yeah.
So can you clarify what the sunspots are for our viewers?
Yes, absolutely. So if you were looking through your glasses, you might have seen a couple of dark spots on the sun. They are actually very intense places. There's very, very intense magnetic field there. They're very active, and that is what can cause space weather. So every now and again, those active regions can sort of explode and then send billions of tons of solar material towards our planet.
Wow. Well, this was fantastic. Thank you so much,
Thank
Nikki.
you,
This was
Nikki.
incredible to experience this with you. Let's follow this Eclipse right up that path. Next up is Dallas. We have Joy and Michael standing by for their big moment.
in the sun.
Yeah, you can feel the temperature change. The wind has completely quieted down. Yep.
So the energy here is amazing. So with me right now is Dr. Michael Kirk. He's one of our eclipse experts. Michael, we saw an annular eclipse back in October, but
Yes.
today is a total eclipse. How are you feeling today?
It is totally different. I am ecstatic. The annular eclipse was really cool. This is, you can feel it. The energy here is electric.
If you look around, you can see that the darkness is coming. Let's have a quick look at what we're looking at right now. We're almost there. We're a couple of minutes away.
Ooh, yep. Just a crescent left.
So let's quickly talk about some of the ways that the public are participating in the eclipse right now.
Yes.
Michael, can you talk about some of the citizen science projects?
Yes, there are people all around the country right now making measurements of audio recordings to see how the environment is changing. And it is a great opportunity to do genuine science with just an audio recorder.
Fantastic. So we are almost like, let's see, a few minutes away. So minute
just a
30
minute.
out, I think, actually. So let's have a look at the eclipse. Michael, what should we expect to see moments before totality?
Okay, so as we approach totality, you're going to see that crescent sun slowly drift away, and then you're going to see the Bailey's beads, where there are these bright points of light that are last bits of sunlight cascading through the moon valleys. And then right before totality, you'll see a diamond ring, that last single point of light, and then we'll be in totality. We just have a thumbnail of sun left. We are closing in on totality here.
Wow, we see a sliver of the sun left. Remember, you can only take your safety glasses off when the moon has completely covered the sun. And in Dallas, Texas, we are seconds away.
Oh my goodness, I can feel my heart racing. You can hear the crowd getting excited. The birds are chirping and they seem like they're going into their nighttime routines.
Wow. So we are a few seconds away. You can hear the crowds cheering.
Here we go. Oh my goodness. This is absolutely ecstatic.
The darkness is coming over Dallas.
Here we are. Just a few seconds
10
left.
seconds.
Woo! Oh, I'm so excited.
Okay, we are 5 seconds away from totality.
One little bit. It's totally dark here. Deep twilight around here.
Wow. You can hear the crowds.
So the last bit of lights, and we're in totality. Woo! Oh my God.
Oh my God.
That is absolutely breathtaking.
Oh my God, Michael. How are you feeling right now?
I am just awestruck. I mean, there's a few high clouds, but the beauty of the corona is clearly visible. You can see that spiky structure just poking out. It is heart-stoppingly beautiful.
Oh my goodness, I have tears in my eyes. I was not expecting this.
This is one of those experiences that you just never forget. I feel so special to be right here, right now, experiencing it, and knowing that people literally across the nation are doing the same thing it's truly amazing.
Wow, let's take a moment to take it all in. This is absolutely breathtaking.
Wow. You can see that spiky structure of the corona. That's indicative of our approach to solar maximum. That asymmetrical nature of the corona happens when we're in solar maximum, and that's going to be happening in about a few months from now. So that means that this view of the corona will never happen again, ever. This is a completely unique view that even if you see a million solar eclipses, you'll never quite see one like this.
So, Michael, you study the sun. What is it like to see the corona that you don't normally see?
I mean, I just, there are no words. I spend my life studying this thing, and to be able to see it and feel it is, I mean, it's just tremendous. You can see a prominence in the chromosphere, the middle atmosphere of the sun is a pink spot. And that pink loop is what I spent 5 years doing a dissertation on, that one little pink loop. And it's just, it makes it all feel like it's in perspective now.
I can't believe how clearly I can see those pink loops and the structures in the corona.
We can see a few planets out as well. They're brightly shining in the sky. And actually there's a plane racing across the shadow as we speak as well.
And I just want to take a moment to say huge thanks to our telescope operator, Vanessa Thomas, for providing these views. This is just so, so stunning.
People are applauding here, as you can hear. I mean, I think everyone here is getting exactly what they came for, which is just that sense of your place in the universe. This is our closest star, and being able to see the star like this is truly special.
Okay, we have 1 minute left of totality.
Oh, the time just passes way too quickly.
The next eclipse won't happen across the US for another 20 years. So this really is a once in a lifetime opportunity for a lot of people.
Absolutely. Our friends up in Alaska will see their next eclipse in 2033. So I am like already thinking I need to go there. I mean, it's just
Yes, definitely.
it doesn't matter what I need to do. I just have to go there.
Wow. So we're 30 seconds out.
Oh, my
So
goodness.
right before totality ends, our telescope operator, Vanessa, is going to put the solar filter back on. But let's just cherish these last few moments of totality in Dallas, Texas. Michael, what will happen right before totality ends?
So as totality's ending, we'll go through the process in reverse. You'll see maybe a diamond ring, a few Bailey's beads as the sun creeps out of totality. And then we're going to go back into a crescent sun again. Okay, and there's a diamond ring again. So
Okay.
time to put your glasses back on. And that
Sunglasses
is
back.
it.
Sorry, eclipse glasses back on.
And it's coming back
Wow.
again.
Wow, the slither of the sun
And you can
has
see
come
shadow
back.
bands on the ground right now. It looks like it's almost raining, or you can see those shadow bands racing across the ground as we come back in out of totality.
Wow. Whew. Oh my goodness, Michael, that was amazing. I was not expecting to feel so emotional. I still have tears in my eyes.
It just grabs you. I mean, it is unlike anything else. It's as amazing as seeing anything in the natural universe. Like I said, there are no words.
Michael, thank you so much for being with us in this very, very, very special moment.
I feel honored to be here. We truly are in a special place in the entire universe right here. And I'm just so happy to share it with you.
So now let's head back to James at NASA's Kennedy Space Center, who's with the Eclipse moon. He's tracking the shadow moving across the US. James, how are things looking on your end?
Yeah, wow, Joy and Michael, really cool view there. It's insane to see just how dark it gets. It's literally like nighttime there. You can hear the birds chirping in that shot as well, in the gardens. Absolutely beautiful. We got a bunch coming up in just a few moments here. Our next eclipse path target here for the NASA broadcast is in Russellville, Arkansas. They're going to have a long window too, 4 minutes and 12 seconds. They're expecting that totality kickoff at 1:50:05 to be exact. Again, you can continue to track this with our Eclipse tool here. This is at go.nasa.gov/Eclipse Explorer. And you can see just how quickly it's moving. I'm playing this in real time. You can see that shadow. It's already moving very quickly to the northeast. And the fun isn't just for our friends on the path of totality, and there are a lot of people on that path of totality. About 31 million people reside somewhere on that path of totality. But there's a lot of people obviously outside of that path as well too. If I put on this overlay here for the percent coverage, a lot of folks, us included here in Florida, are experiencing that partial eclipse. As always, if you are in a partial eclipse, be sure to be wearing those eclipse glasses to protect your eyesight as you're viewing it. But you can see these bands here are greater than 75% view. So say you're watching up in, I don't know, Milwaukee here, for example. You've got a great view, almost 100% coverage. You're not quite at totality. 89.4%. Looks like you got good cloud cover there. 20% cloud cover. So hopefully you got a nice view up there as well too. I've also put on this overlay here to show you just the amount of the duration of totality. You see a lot of our places are within this middle band right here that are getting more than 4 minutes. It may seem like a lot of time, but as you've seen just how quickly that can go by. Michael sounds like he wrote his whole dissertation, a 5-year piece on those just few moments there. This just passes so quickly. And again, if you miss this, the next time you're going to have to wait for this in the US is not going to be until 2045. So again, make sure you're previewing exactly when to expect that peak time of coverage wherever you are in our path of totality or even outside of that path of totality. So a lot coming up very soon. Again, our friends in Russellville look like they have great coverage there as well too. Only 9% cloud cover, so hopefully they're getting a really nice view. But let's check in with Jasmine up there to see. Hopefully you're looking good for there. How's it looking up in your way up in Russellville?
just looking this way.
Everything is looking absolutely fabulous here in Russellville. We could not have asked for better weather. So we are back here in the downtown Depot area, and joining us now is heliophysics expert Dr. Patrick Kane, all the way from DC. How are you feeling about your very first total solar eclipse?
I'm incredibly excited. As I'm watching all of the changes, there go the crowd. As I'm watching all of the changes, I'm thinking back to the textbooks that I've read, and this is, so it was all academic before. This is no longer academic.
Yeah, so the feeling is very different than what we might read in a textbook. Patrick, just explain, describe the atmosphere around us as it's changing.
Right now, as I'm looking around, of course, the temperature has been falling for the last 20 or 30 minutes, but the light is dimming, and it's dimming faster and faster and faster. It seems like it's accelerating. The crowd is definitely getting excited. I'm looking around the ground to see if I see the shadow snakes. I don't, but this is just really exciting.
It really is. Honestly, like you said, we're feeling that cooler weather.
Yeah.
The crowd behind us just erupted. We're also feeling them fall a little bit quieter too. So we're
Right.
going to take a beat of silence as we get into totality. I think we're less than about 15 seconds away. So we're going to also look over our shoulder with our solar
With
eclipse
our
glasses
solar
still
eclipse
on
glasses.
until we are in totality. Here we go. Just a sliver of the sun left.
Getting close. Crowd's getting excited.
The crowd, all around us, completely electric.
Going. Wow.
Oh my goodness. Here we are.
Here we go.
And the crowd goes wild.
Oh my.
Wow.
We got some Bailey's beads. Oh,
Absolutely stunning.
that is spectacular. We see Venus over to the side there.
And Patrick, it came and went so quickly, but we did see a diamond ring
We did
at the very
indeed.
beginning there. Can you describe to us what is that?
Sure, that diamond ring effect is due to the moon not being perfectly smooth. It's got mountains, it's got valleys. So just like here on Earth, when we see a sunrise or a sunset through a valley, we just watched a sunset through a valley on the moon.
Absolutely stunning.
Oh my.
So you said we could see one planet. I see it right there in the
Yep.
sky. Can we
There
see
goes
any
the-
others as we're looking up?
Yeah, we've got Venus on the over to one side. We've got Jupiter up here to the left of the sun. And there's
This
the
is
corona.
Absolutely beautiful.
That is spectacular.
Now, you also said that this is happening during what we're calling a solar maximum. Now, Patrick, does that mean that the sun is stronger right now than normal?
Not so much stronger, just more dynamic. It's changing a lot. During solar maximum, the magnetic field on the sun is more chaotic, it's more disorganized. So you see more random directions for the jets of gas leaving the sun.
Right.
That is spectacular. We could see a
All
stream.
right, we are reaching
Wow.
that halfway mark already, 2 minutes into totality.
There's even just a hint of a diamond ring down at the bottom.
I can see it. Yeah,
The
we're looking
lower
at a
limb.
diamond
See that?
ring from Arkansas, the Diamond State. Now, Patrick, of course, as we've been talking about it, this is part of what we are calling the heliophysics big year. You are a heliophysics extraordinaire all the way from Washington, D.C. So what does that mean?
Okay, so the heliophysics big year started out in October of last year with the annular eclipse. And of course, we take a pause here in the middle to watch this particular eclipse, but then it will end on December 24th of 2024 when Parker Solar Probe passes as close as it's ever going to get to the surface of the sun within 9 solar radii.
Oh, wow. And I'm sure that means a lot to you because you worked on Parker Solar Probe about 20 years ago during its inception. So tell us a little bit more about that.
I worked on a concept study for Parker Solar Probe back when I was a graduate student in around 2002 or so. And back then, the idea was for it to actually dive into the sun rather than orbit the sun. So it was going to be a sun dive.
Wow, that is fabulous. This must be a very full circle moment for you, right,
This is
Patrick?
brilliant. This is absolutely brilliant. And that diamond ring has been Wait a minute. That's pink. What we are actually seeing is down into the chromosphere
Oh,
now
wow.
of the sun. We're seeing a little bit deeper than the corona. I believe it's because of the pinkish color. We're looking down into the chromosphere, which is the next layer of the atmosphere of the sun down.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Oh my God.
This is like nothing we have ever seen here in Arkansas, and like nothing we will see for the next 2 decades, right, Patrick?
That's right. It's going to be 21 years before we see it again here. 2045.
All right. So as we are starting to exit totality, of course, we're going to be very careful with our eyes if needed. We're going to put those solar glasses back on, of course. And the crowd just erupting, falling quiet again as they watch this magnificent
and
moment
I am
take
actually
place.
seeing bats splitting through the air.
Oh, wow. Well, we will be very careful then.
Well, yeah.
And why is that, Patrick? Again, those nocturnal animals are coming out, right?
As far as they're concerned, it's nighttime. It's time to feed. So they're coming out to feed on all the mosquitoes we've been swatting.
Okay, got it. We'll be very careful for all those nocturnal critters around us right now.
All right. We are getting closer. Get ready to put those glasses back
all right.
on.
We're putting those glasses back on. The crowd
Oh, my
wow,
God.
a second diamond ring seen from right here in
Beautiful.
Arkansas, the Diamond State. Absolutely stunning.
Outstanding.
Beautiful. Patrick, we're going to turn around now and just one question I really do have to ask you before we let you go is, are you team sun, moon, or earth?
I am Team Sun. Team Sun all day long.
Fantastic. I figured from a heliophysics expert like you, we want to thank the city of Russellville for hosting us, Arkansas Tech University, and our telescope feed operator, Joe Mattis. Thank you so much. Now, let's get back to James Traley over at Kennedy Space Center. James, back to you.
Yeah, thanks so much, Jasmine. What have you guys had there? So you were just right here in Russellville. You can see that shadow has now officially moved off and is on our way to our next target, which is up here in Carbondale. Carbondale is one of those very lucky cities because back in 2017, they were right at that intersection point of the 2017 eclipse across America. They're there again this year, but the difference is they're going to have a much longer slot. In 2017, they only had 2 minutes, 40 seconds, and that's not as much as they're going to have this year, which is 4 minutes and 10 seconds in the totally eclipsed sun. A really great viewing window for them to really take in this big moment. Very exciting to be able to track that for them as well. And also some details about this tool here as well. If I click onto their eclipse time here of 1:59:15 local time, you notice this little icon comes up here. This is actually simulated based off real data from the Parker Solar Probe of what we expect the corona around the sun to look like. And as you just heard, the sun's a lot more active this time around. It's kind of like a wild hairball, if you will. Lots of different streamers and things streaking off the sun. So you've been seeing already in our coverage some really cool activity around that sun's corona. If you're really lucky and the timing is just right, you might get a coronal mass ejection streaking off the sun. Hoping that someone on our path gets to see that today. If you do, be sure to send us the photos. We love to see that as well. One other cool feature about this tool too is you can see the actual path that the moon is going to be taking across the sun. And all of this plays in real time if you time it up well. And so you can actually see, if I go to our live moment here, this is actually playing as what we're expecting in real time, the movement of the moon across the sun. Carbondale just had a little crescent there, and you can see that shadow is really closing in on them very quickly. Let me turn off the 2017 path and zoom in a bit here. You see there, nearing totality in just a few moments, and their weather is looking great. We've been checking in with them all morning and afternoon. 27% cloud cover. That time of totality is coming up at 1:59:15. Really excited. And then it's going to be kind of bang bang for a while afterwards for a lot of our sites. We're going to be moving on to Indianapolis, all the way up to our final target in Holton, Maine. There is a lot coming up. And even again, still, if you're outside of that path of totality, have your glasses at the ready to be able to observe that partial eclipse. This is going to be going on for a while. But for now, let's take a look at Carbondale and see up close what it's looking like. How is it looking over there in Carbondale?
A couple more minutes.
Well, the crowds are going nuts here in Carbondale at SIU at Saluki Stadium. Bob Baer is with us, and Bob, it's amazing. I'm afraid to look up. I know it's not quite ready yet, but tell us, what do you expect here for the eclipse today? Good weather.
It's good weather right now. We have high clouds, so totality is going to look just a little bit fuzzy to us, a little bit hazy, but we are moments away from seeing the diamond ring here. This is awesome.
Oh, I thought we saw it.
I think we got about 1 minute.
Okay, 1 minute away. Now, today we're having longer totality. So are you feeling the temperature change? Because I'm already feeling the temperature drop.
I felt the temperature dropping about 20 minutes ago even, and the wind picking up a little bit. And I think, we got 4 minutes and 9 seconds here, so it'll continue to get cooler, and we got a lot to look at in the sky.
I'm very excited. I'm looking up when I can.
Oh, it's so close.
It's getting very dark right now. Very dark. You can see the shadow going across.
This is the start of it. It's dark over here. It's light over there.
This is
The shadow's
amazing.
coming.
Crowds are going nuts. We're about to get word that we're at total.
Venus.
Oh, you can see the planets. The crowds are going nuts. This is crazy. Bob, this is amazing.
Here we go.
Don't look at the sun yet. It's
Real
not quite
close.
totality, but you can still see some of the planets right away.
Very close. You got about 15
And the crowd is very happy.
shadow bands.
Oh, total darkness here. This is incredible. Oh, wow.
There it is.
There
Diamond
it is.
ring.
Diamond ring.
Diamond
Wow,
ring.
that's amazing. It's amazing. That is awesome. Look at that. Oh, and Bob, that's amazing.
Wow. Jupiter.
Complete totality. I see Jupiter.
Oh my gosh, that is gorgeous.
Wow, this is amazing, Bob.
Wow, that is huge. So we have some prominences. I think we want to go look through the scope.
Go
Blair.
through, look through the scope. I'm going to walk over with you as you talk through the scope. We are right here at one of the telescopes that we have positioned here. Bob is looking through with the naked eye and
so you got
going to give us some
prominences.
feedback on that.
We got
Maybe some prominences we're seeing.
We
What's
got prominences
amazing is
all
how
around
dark it is compared to 2017. Much darker, a lot more astronomical features. We have seen Jupiter, and I believe what planet is that, Bob?
That's Venus
to the right. That's
I
the Venus.
Can't quite see Mercury. I think it's obscured by those light clouds.
Yeah,
up
light
there.
clouds.
But 360-degree sunset around us.
This is amazing.
It's going to get darker.
It's going to get darker.
It's going to get darker.
Wow,
Yeah, we're
this is
not-
already
we
pretty
are-
dark.
We are not in the middle of the shadow quite yet.
Wow.
Did you see it?
Yeah, timer's started.
Okay, 2:46 to go. Okay.
All right, so we're getting some live data from the team
it.
here. I tell you, it's really impressive, Bob, because
Oh my gosh, it's getting better. See that prominence at the
yes,
bottom
at
of
the
it?
bottom, there's a prominence. I see it.
Wow. I keep looking.
I
for
can't believe the
Mercury, so
clarity. That it's so much
it's-
darker than 2017.
It's gorgeous. And what's awesome, we have 6 telescopes running back here,
That's
capturing
awesome.
data, streaming this.
And and that's a big important part here. This is not just capturing image to share with people watching the show. You are actually capturing scientific data that can be used by scientists everywhere.
We are, and we've seen totality across North America so far in Mazatlan. Now we're experiencing it ourselves, and we'll experience it after this on the Jumbotron
It's
from
like-
the other dev sites.
It's like the most amazing Eclipse train you could ever ride on.
Wow. This is a bit better than 2017.
Without a doubt, without a doubt.
No cloud.
And you know what's interesting is the crowd is quieting down. They seem to be experiencing the moment, taking it
Yeah.
all in. A really special moment
Oh.
here.
Look at so we must be getting close to the center. Where are we at? 2 minutes. So 1 minute 30 seconds. The corona's looking brighter because
Yes.
our eyes are adjusting now.
I mean, that is amazing, Bob. And how much corona you see? I mean, like
A
just
lot.
last time I
That's
didn't
like
see that much.
Visually, oh, there goes a bat. There's a bat flying over the crowd.
Oh yeah, we talked about the animals. Now
Yep.
we see them becoming active.
We found a Luna moth earlier as
Wow.
well. But
Wow.
that corona is about 4 times the diameter of the sun. That is massive.
That is amazing, Bob. And I'm really curious
1
about
minute?
that prominence at the bottom.
Have you looked yet, Blair? You
No,
have
I
to look.
haven't. I haven't looked.
So take a look. So Blair's looking through the scope now.
Oh my
at
goodness!
Totality.
No, that one right at the bottom is significant, Bob. It looks like a coronal mass ejection, but don't fact check me on that because I'm just a novice. But there's actually 2 on the Bob. You got to look at that. There's 2. Look at the
30 seconds. William.
30 seconds left in totality. Jump in there. Take a look. It's great
It's
because
close.
we have
Oh, it's getting-
telescopes out here for people to look at and actually see
Oh,
total
you can
eclipse
see more
through it.
corona.
And
we're getting close.
I don't know what you guys
Time.
are seeing on television, but
10 seconds. We got to cut it off.
Okay, all right, here we go. 10 seconds before we need to put our glasses back on.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
You're good. You're good. We put the cap back on the telescope to make sure nobody looks.
What an amazing
too
event,
late.
Bob. There's
There we
the
go.
diamond ring. There's the
Nice.
second one. Oh, snap. Oh, that's amazing. It's like it was scheduled.
Yeah, somebody had the timing right here.
Oh,
my
man,
gosh.
that's amazing.
We will see shadow bands again here.
You hear the crowd. Everybody's excited. There we go. What an amazing moment here at Saluki
Wow.
Stadium
Oh my gosh.
with Bob Bear and 10,000 fans, all loving every moment of it. Bob, some final words.
Well, I think we just had an eagle fly over.
Okay, so
But incredible.
well, that's
So-
one of those things you said. We saw animal reaction, we
Yeah.
heard it, we felt it.
It was wonderful. So we got to keep an eye out for shadow bands. We're going to see them again in about 1 minute on the ground here.
Okay, so we'll keep looking for those shadow bands on the ground, but I got to tell you guys back at the studio, I know you guys have seen eclipses already. There's still some to come, but what an amazing moment. Back to you guys. Good weather all the way to the end.
Thank you, Blair. We are in Indianapolis. We are almost at totality. With me, I have Nikki Rail, the Associate Director for Flight Programs for the Heliophysics Division, and Denise Hill, NASA's Outreach and Communications Lead for the NASA Heliophysics Division. You guys, let's get our glasses on. And you can hear the crowds start to roar as everyone gets on their glasses. We are so, so close. Ladies, what are we seeing right now?
I mean, just the ambiance of this moment. It is beautiful. We're just seeing a really small crescent, but the light all around us, it's so dusky.
And I'm
just odd.
It is. I'm feeling a temperature drop already, which I can't believe. It's feeling cooler. The crowd is starting to go wild.
Yeah.
We're still seeing the
Here we
crescent.
go. Here we go. All right.
We are so
All right.
close.
And the best soundtrack you could possibly ask for in the background here.
Absolutely. Oh, we're so close.
Okay, just a little bit left, and you can really hear the crowd
Oh,
taking
here we
over.
go.
They
They're
cannot be
wild.
more
Here we
excited.
go. Yeah, here we go.
There we go. We're so
All right,
close.
Here we go. Almost.
Almost. We are so, so close. And we.
Oh my gosh, there's that bright diamond ring.
Here.
All right. Oh, wow. Look at that.
There it
You can
is.
see the.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I can actually visualize the corona. I've always wanted to see that.
Wow.
Look at that. Fantastic.
Oh my God, it's gorgeous.
Oh
That
my
is
gosh.
Absolutely
An incredible sight.
amazing.
And dark.
Wow.
Wow.
Look at how dark it is. Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
And you can really see those streamers coming out right now. I'm seeing some bright lights around where we're seeing cratering, and I can see those streamers coming out of the corona.
And are those Bailey's beads? Are we seeing any Bailey's beads?
We were seeing some Bailey's beads. They're transitioning out a little bit, but yes, those bright light where the sunlight is shining through craters on the moon, mountains and
Wow.
craters. And look at those streamers of the corona. It is putting on a
Holy
show.
moly.
And it is dark.
Holy moly.
It is
is.
dark.
I gotta take a peek at the crowd right now.
Oh, look at the crowd.
Oh
The
my
crowd is
gosh.
absolutely
Oh my
going
gosh.
wild. Everyone's got their phone out. It is now safe to look at the eclipse without your glasses.
Wow.
What an amazing sight. Folks, we've got 4 minutes here, a little under 4 minutes to enjoy this.
Wow.
And if you were in an open field right now, you'd be able to see a sunset, a 360-degree sunset all
Yes.
around us.
Yes,
And you
I
can see a
can
little bit of
You
that
can
now.
see the light around us a little bit.
Yes.
I have to say, this is my first total eclipse, Denise.
This is my first total
Incredible
solar
to see it.
totality.
Wow.
This is a bucket list moment for me.
This is incredible. Really a once in a lifetime, unless you're an eclipse chaser, which I'm considering it.
I might
I'm
become one after
considering
this.
it. Yeah.
I quit my job.
Yeah. Wow,
Oh my
fantastic.
gosh.
Oh
We
my
spent
gosh.
so long trying to see that corona and to see it with my eyes.
Your own eyes. Wow, just gorgeous.
I'm just in
Oh,
awe of like
yes.
being this person on this rock moving around the sun.
Yes.
I can't even believe it right now.
Yeah, and to share this moment together with 50, 60,000 people all looking up at the moon and the sun all at once. It's just an incredible experience for all the folks here in Indy and for all the folks watching. I hope you can take, the amazing energy and excitement from this crowd. What a special moment for the United States.
Oh my gosh, did you hear that? Look at this and everybody.
Oh, there we
my
go, the
goodness.
crowds. Wow. Wow. Okay, so I think we're seeing, those beautiful
The
prominences.
corona is just putting on such a show right now. It's got my
Yes.
full attention.
Wow.
That's all I can watch.
Holy cow. We've got some very appropriate music on, going on in the background here.
Yes. This is the best version of getting mooned that I have ever experienced in my life.
Don't strain your eyes.
Oh, wow. I am just in awe. There just aren't the right words to describe this.
I'm just noticing it feels so strange to me right now. Like I feel the
Yes.
hair on my arm standing
Wow.
up. I feel like it's nighttime and what am I doing? And it was daytime.
And actually, folks, we're starting to get some nighttime insects coming out.
Yes, we're starting to see bugs.
Yeah, we are seeing bugs.
Yes.
And it's hard to hear them over the crowd, but I can definitely see them flying.
Yes, I think the animals are a little bit confused. Nikki, while I have you, we've got a lot of programs at NASA looking at the sun. No eclipse glasses required. As the Associate Director of Flight Programs, tell me, what can we expect NASA to be sending to the sun in the next few years?
We are so lucky in the midst of this incredible time of Solar Max. We're getting ready to.
Oh,
I'm seeing a diamond ring right now.
The
I'm
diamond
seeing a
ring.
diamond ring.
Take a look. Take a look. Put your glasses back on. Be safe. That is the diamond ring, folks. Wow, spectacular. Oh my gosh. You can even hear fireworks in the distance.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. And the light is already starting to change.
It really is.
You can hear.
Wow.
And the
Yeah.
crowds
We're getting
are
fired up.
loving
Yeah,
it.
hear the crowd just
Oh
loving
my
every second of
gosh.
it.
Oh, what a moment. I love those fireworks.
That was amazing.
Indianapolis is really pulling out all of the stops, and we love them for it. I also want to take a moment here to thank our two telescope operators, John and Dana, who have been providing these telescope views for us there from Ball State University. Thank you very much to John and Dana. All right.
It's like somebody flipped the lights back on.
It's
really is like a sudden switch flip.
This is so crazy.
And I can feel it warming up already.
Yes.
Wow.
This is so amazing.
Incredible. Well, this is an incredible moment and an incredible moment for the Helio Big Year. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us. This has been fantastic.
Thank you for having me and sharing
I'm
this.
so
moment.
excited to be
Yes.
here and to see this incredible sight.
Absolutely. Megan and Sarah, back to you.
Oh, that was so fun to experience, and I can't wait for us to do it now. Take a look at this drone shot where you can see it definitely got noticeably darker. We feel it here. It's colder. The crowd is cheering now. They're ready for totality here in Cleveland, Ohio. We are less than 3 minutes away, 2 minutes and 18 seconds away from totality here in Cleveland, Ohio. The crowd over here to our right
really
going
feel the
crazy,
excitement.
feeling the excitement. I'm ready for this. How are you?
Yeah, it's super cool. It's all of a sudden it's really getting dark and you're starting to feel it.
Yeah,
So cool.
It's like they just dimmed it out. Now it's like night. This happened within the last couple of seconds. But let's take a look around because obviously we're not the only ones enjoying the total solar eclipse today. We have some we have some eclipse viewing events that we've seen around the country. So why don't we take a look at some of those? Wow, Wow. Oh my gosh. So this
so
is
cool.
Times Square. That's the NASDAQ tower. And they are taking our feed live right now. And we're seeing
That's awesome.
Cleveland, Ohio's sun.
They're only going to get a partial eclipse today, but they get to watch our eclipse with us. So.
Yeah, I'm really glad that they can do that. Wow, look, that sliver of a crescent just left. It's actually perfect on that building.
It's beautiful.
The shape of that building, right? And we can see some people in the foreground taking a look, stopping to watch. It's hard to stop in Times Square, right? But they're stopping to take a look at this with us.
Beautiful.
Oh, awesome. So this is just next to us. This is Progressive Field here in Cleveland, Ohio. So the Guardians have their opening day today, and the first pitch is like after 5 o'clock. But as you can see, they've opened up the stadium, and people are in there to enjoy.
Yeah, big
the
crowd in
eclipse.
there to watch that. That's great.
Yeah, you can. Oh my gosh,
Oh,
it just got
gosh.
darker here.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's so interesting. And then Mentor Civic Amphitheater again. The field starting to fill, and everybody looking up at the sky for their opportunity to see today's solar eclipse. This is us back here in Cleveland. Everybody looking up at the sky. We have
That
30
crowd.
seconds. 30 seconds until totality here in Cleveland, Ohio. Oh my God, I have goosebumps everywhere. Everybody's starting to cheer. I might cry. I kind of feel like crying. This is so cool to see. It's getting so dark so fast.
Wow, it's like night just descended on us.
And look at the crescent slowly disappearing. Crowds cheering here. Cell phones up, cameras up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and totality. Totality, everyone.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God.
I was so nervous.
Wow. I know, I wasn't sure because we had some high clouds, but oh my goodness, you can see that corona extending out. Oh, wow.
Yeah, the clouds were really bothering me. Really scaring me. It get very cloudy here in the last hour and a half, but we have a great view here in Cleveland, Ohio.
Yes.
Wow, look at the corona.
You can hear the crowd. Wow, everybody's got their phones out.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. You know, I saw pictures of what the shape of the corona might look like from our NASA scientists, and it looks exactly like they predicted.
Oh my gosh. Oh, and you can see Jupiter and Venus.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
So Jupiter's to the upper left of the eclipse that we're watching, and just to the right of it is Venus.
Yes. Oh, and I see some of those pink protuberances we've been talking about all day.
Wow.
Beautiful.
And again, all around us, you see light, but just at the top where we are.
360 sunset.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes, Indianapolis had described that as well.
Yo, it was an awesome view.
3 minutes and 50 seconds.
It is such a luxurious amount of time. I saw the 2017. I think we only had.
We
about
got to
2
see
minutes,
it.
so-
And why is that? Why does the length of totality differ?
Oh yeah, well, because sometimes the moon is a little closer, a little further away. Its orbit's elliptical, and so when it's further away, it looks smaller in the sky. But when it's closer, it looks bigger, and so we get a little bit more extra time.
Look at the prominence. You can see it on the bottom. On the bottom there.
So pretty.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
crazy.
Bright pink.
That is insane that you can see it from there. From here.
Yes.
Just like the power of our sun. I'm truly in awe right now. And cold. I'm in awe and cold.
It did drop.
It is
dropped probably
noticeable.
2
Yeah, it was
minutes.
awesome.
It's like yes.
Yes. Looking around to the crowd. A lot of people videotaping it, trying to take photos.
It's the lovely backdrop of the Cleveland
Yeah.
skyline.
Yeah, that's beautiful. We have the stadium right next to us. Oh my gosh. And again, thanking the Great Lakes Science Center and NASA for hosting this event here in downtown Cleveland, Ohio.
It's great to like sort of join humanity to all come together at once and experience this together with such a great.
Oh,
group
look at
of
the screen
folks.
right now. Here's a shot of the skyline. Wow,
Yep.
the sky looks on fire.
That shit was crazy.
No, yeah, I know.
Beautiful.
It was beautiful, man.
Oh yeah.
A lot of excitement still here in the crowd.
Look, I mean, it wasn't like night like it described it like dusk.
Sarah's just taking it all
Yeah,
in.
I don't think we got the
Commentating.
full 100% though.
So beautiful.
Yeah, we didn't get it.
So you can tell that
but
we
it
have
was-
some
It
cloud
was
cover,
it
right?
was
It's kinda
close,
hazy,
very
but
very close. It
still
was like
is.
Yeah, some
just
high
a
clouds. I
very
was worried
very
about it, but
small
like
sliver.
you
It got
still
dark
really
out
see
here.
have a pretty pretty good view.
It got dark. It looked like it was about,
Wow.
8 o'clock on.
And again, this is so rare for people here in Cleveland to see a total solar eclipse. The last time was 1806.
Yeah, I
The
seen it.
next time,
Dayton was
guys,
kind of right there. I might a little off. So
2444. That is
it just
incredible.
I missed it a little bit, but I had my glasses.
Oh my gosh, you can still see that prominence.
took-
Again, talk to us about what a prominence is.
Yeah, so that
Yep,
pink
yep,
color comes
exactly.
from the helium in the sort of outer atmosphere of the sun there. Oh, it's beautiful.
And it gives off that pink glow.
Yeah.
Wow. Totality
here
ending
comes-
here. Wow, there's the diamond ring.
Yeah.
Time to
Yeah.
Time to put your glasses back on, everyone. That's your
They
cue.
did.
Glasses
Yes,
back
yeah,
on.
they did. They did.
Wow.
Sure did.
Wow. What an amazing experience. My first total solar eclipse. Let's see what you
Right,
think about this
right.
from Niagara with Daryl Nail.
It's just right outside of it, man. It barely been. Like I said, I seen it. It looked like it was about 90,
over the entire
98%.
area. You can hear the crowd erupting
So
at various moments when the
it
eclipse
was. It was. I'm
ends.
looking
We
at it. I got a
see
map on.
we
If
are
you look on
under
my
pretty
page,
cloudy
you can
conditions.
see
David Genie is with
where
us.
is that. I was like,
He's the
okay,
program
Dayton
executive
in the
with the
side.
Heliophysics Division.
We're just
David,
outside. I was like, we
it's a
should see enough.
challenging situation to be in order to try to see this
Yeah.
eclipse. We've seen glimpses.
We have seen glimpses. So we're basically spending our time staring
Yeah.
at the sky, hoping for a little bit of a glimpse.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Totality. So right now, the sky has just completely gone dark. You see
Yeah.
all the lights basically.
See,
Everybody's got a camera.
the 2017 was different.
We got the partial, but in some places in the country, they got it in 2017 and today.
You say what?
It clear. That's not the experience we're having here. In fact, it's so cloudy that our telescope operator, Jessica Bellini,
Yeah.
who's working very hard to try to get a lock on it, has not been able to.
Yeah.
get
There was
dialed
an
in.
intersection
She has to have
where
a
they
view of the
did.
sun in order to see it.
Because it was like
don't
an
have
X. It's
feed
really
from-
like an
from
X pattern.
Niagara.
Because it went
What
one
we have
way
is
last
just
time, then they went
every
the
once
other
in a
way.
while
Then
you'll
this time.
hear part of the
So it kind
crowd.
of intersect.
Part of the crowd
They had
will
an
cheer
intersection.
because I guess they kind of have an
Yeah.
angle through the clouds to see
Yep.
just a little bit.
Yeah, and the clouds have really only cleared out enough occasionally to even need eclipse glasses. So for the most part, you have a thick enough layer of clouds that you can see the eclipse
Right.
without them,
Right.
and it's just fine. So a lot of us have been able to just take regular pictures with our cameras.
Let's take a look and just kind of enjoy the moment of
Yeah, they had everybody going out there buying food.
now. People have come
Had
from
everybody-
all over the world to be
Now you can see some. It looks like it's a little bit lighter up there. Our spotlights are blinding us, guys. Can you turn
Yeah,
the
they had
spotlights
everybody
on?
thinking the power grid going down.
So there, oh look, you got a little bit of eclipse stuff right there,
Everything.
with people watching. So we're just catching little glimpses of things as we look up into the sky.
All right, man.
So this might not be as exciting as some, but this is what we get. We're just hoping to have a little bit of a glimpse.
Well, we've got 3 minutes and 29 seconds for it to happen. We're already.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm gonna say like 98.
Right.
I mean, like it was very close, bro.
We heard
Very
there's
close.
going to be skydivers. that
Yeah,
are
it was
gonna
like a
jump out.
little
Probably
very
hard
on
to
the
see.
corner, like a little
Yeah, I don't know
slither
that
on the
we'll ever
corner. It was
get
pretty
to
much
see the skydivers.
eclipse though. It was very dark. It
Can't
got
see
dark out
anything
here.
of
everything.
Niagara Falls, really. It's basically all.
I mean, it was
like
close.
as if it was night for us here. You can start to see some of the light come in from the other side.
So we're taking now a view of Tupper Lake, New York. That's
Oh, look, there you go.
Oh, hey,
There you go.
we got a shot.
Totality right there. We're getting totality right now that we can
There
see.
it is.
Mhm.
We just got a really nice clear spot right there. So
Wow.
got a little bit of hole through the clouds so everybody could see.
Just opened up, and now that was the roar from the crowd that you just heard, and just as
Right.
soon as it showed.
So yeah, we're continuing to watch
Man.
the totality that we're getting right now. You can see a little bit of hint on the side as it's shining through.
Down there, it ducked down.
Yep.
Jessica,
So
did
here
you
we
get
go. We
shot?
have
Did
another
you get
view,
lock
a little
on it?
bit, another little
Were you able to
view
get
right
lock?
here.
No.
as it's starting to peak out around.
There it is.
So we're getting starting to peak
diamond.
out just around right there. Yep.
Well, totality is complete.
Yeah. Well, that was a fun experience to watch and hope for, like just everybody else around here hoping for a view. And we got it.
That was a unique experience. Bring the lights up. And suddenly night is turning into light and day.
Yeah, we're getting some light again. Oh, although that's a lot of light.
I was worried there for a second that we weren't going to get anything. David Cheney, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate you sharing this experience. I was really worried that we we're going to see something. Fortunately for everybody here in Niagara Falls, we got to see a little bit of the eclipse. And
yes, we did.
We're starting
That was
to hear
great.
some of the cheering now. Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome.
As we take a look around the falls, and people have not moved. They are still looking up, enjoying the partial eclipse now. We're going to bring in Jeremy Hansen. He is a Canadian Space Agency astronaut who has been at the falls with us for the past few days. And Jeremy, you're going to be on Artemis 2, of course, the mission. We'll talk a little bit about that.
I'm going to be looking over your shoulder here, Daryl.
Hey,
Still cool
make sure you
stuff.
put on your glasses.
Well, we're still pretty safe. We got a lot of cloud cover, but
That's true.
That was actually, I think, exceeded expectations.
Well, I mean, when your expectations start off with just clouds everywhere.
Yeah.
And I didn't think we were going to get anything. How did you feel when it finally poked through?
I felt like success because we all really wanted to see it in totality. And we might have only saw it for 5 seconds, but we did get to see it, and we could see the corona, and that was just very special for me. So I really liked that. And then when it passed totality, it was like this amazing. Hopefully the camera